Okay, so you guessed it, I'm chainsawing some more because why else would I be wearing these? So I'm gonna be chainsaw carving tomorrow, I'm thinking something, but I wanted to chop up some wood slices. So you know how in like dumb craft stores you can buy like plaques that have like the wood edge still on them, like the bark, and they're like $25 per like plaque or whatever, and then they're like this rustic wood slice. Maybe there's a more specific term for what I'm talking about, but I'll put it here of what I mean. So I had this idea, since I have a chainsaw and I friggin' love it, that along with chainsaw carving, I could also use it to chop up wood slices that, you know, are like an inch thick or something, and then use them for like wood burning shit or carving shit into them. Then I'd want to make them thicker. But anyway, so I've scavenged some cool wood, and one of them has like this cool red bark on it. I don't know what kind of tree it is because I'm not an arborist, okay? So if you know of a tree that has red bark, it's that, probably. And then I just have probably some oak, and maybe this is maple. Again, not an arborist. But that was my idea. So for today, I'm gonna be chopping up some slices and seeing how that goes, and then I'll probably be wood burning it in the same videos. You get chainsaw carving and then you get wood burning. So I have everything set up basically like I was going to chainsaw carve, except some of my pieces of wood are smaller, like what I started with. Safety gear, duh, safety first, don't be a dummy. And if you want to support me, Patreon is below. Let's do it. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Look, this time I'm wearing pants. Full pants, not a skirt or shorts, because it's actually not hot as here anymore, but pants. Okay, so I am basically all done. I did this in one evening, basically. I started chainsaw carving my slices kind of late in the day, so I hope nobody was like annoyed, but it was like 6:30, 7. Yeah, it was like 6:30 or something. That's not that late, okay? People mow their lawns at like 8 o'clock in the morning around here, so pretty much did all this in a matter of hours, including like setting up all my camera shit and whatnot. So I hadn't wood burned anything in a while, which honestly I really missed. I haven't done it, and it's just because I haven't had any really good ideas. And I've just had, like, over the summer I had a lot of projects that I wanted to get done that were bigger or outside, or I just haven't been doing it. And then since I got my chainsaw, I'd been like, chainsaw carving was my thing. So, and I've done plenty of rock carving, as you guys know. I think my small wood slices turned out better for whatever reason. I'm out of sandpaper, so that became a problem. But they just kind of need to be sanded down a little bit. I did have enough to do a few, and then I sanded this big guy. And part of this log is maybe a little bit, maybe starting to get rotten or whatever whenever somebody chopped this tree down. Because I just go and scavenge all my wood from, it's called like the brush site in town. That's what people call it. And it's where people get rid of like grass clippings and leaves and then like trees that they could chop down. Even like big, legit tree companies, that's where they dump their stuff. But I go and I scavenge wood because it's free. I've scavenged stuff specifically for this actually, and it's just hit or miss sometimes of what you're looking at and how good a quality it is. So the small stuff was okay. I talked about that stuff, that piece of that log that I got that had red bark on it, and that was like garbage. Like, here, I'll show you. Maybe it's more green. I don't know. But it kind of has a funny center. And maybe, like, it does feel honestly kind of damp. So I guess it's just more green than this stuff is. Obviously you can see it pretty well. Like, it is very dry. And I'm a noob when it comes to scavenging wood for specific things. It's not like scavenging rocks, which I've been doing for like my entire life, where I can kind of, now that I'm carving them, I can kind of figure out like, I think that'll be a good rock to carve and this won't. But I'm not great at identifying rocks or wood. I'm getting better. So this piece, well, this side I sanded. So you can see on the bottom here, it's just a little bit funky. So it's not soft or squishy or whatever, but maybe it just started, like it cracked and like, I don't know. That's probably why they chopped the branch off or chopped the tree down. But I like the shape of it. Sand it down. It's pretty smooth. So I think I am going to do a cool wood burned thing on there. I just haven't quite decided what I want to do. But these little ones, I figured I'd just try something and test it and see how it goes. So yeah, I like how they turned out. I think this guy's pretty fucking cool. Some witch vibes for ya. And the same with this. My moon looks fucking great. Take that. That's awesome. So I have a few ideas for stuff like this that I think would be really cool to add to my Etsy shop, like rune chains. I'll probably be doing that pretty soon. And then some small ones. I think it'd be cool to do runes, like a set of runes on like little wood slices, like they'd be small. I think that would be really cool. I'd really like to experiment with that and just see. So yeah, I will probably sand these guys a little bit better, seal them, and then kind of keep experimenting with how I want to do that. So I've been doing some well, when I was wood burning more, I did do some experimenting with shading with wood burning, and it is a different kind of skill. So that's how I got this effect with my moon, is just shading. And basically with wood burning, that just means like burning more and burning less and using the different tips and stuff. Yeah, so my wood burner is a Leon Bebe. I don't know if that's how you say that, but it's not a fancy one. But I do really like the tips, these tips, better than the solid point tips. These are way better. So if you're gonna go into wood burning, get something like this, get tips. Don't get the solid point that go onto like a pen. It's just funky. I don't like it. I'm sure it has its uses, but I did not like it at all when I used that for a little bit when I was first wood burning. But yeah, so here's a tip. These wire tip ones are just wire, okay? You can buy the right gauge of wire. I have it written down somewhere because I looked it up, what gauge of wire these tips are. And you can buy a whole roll of this wire and then just bend your own tips versus buying a set of tips. It's not cost effective to buy 20 tips for like, I don't know, 20 bucks or something. It's stupid. But you can buy a roll of wire for probably either the same or less, and you could make friggin' hundreds of tips with a whole roll of wire. You can get your tips to last a little bit longer by having a little bit of sandpaper around, and then if you notice that your tip just isn't burning as well, you can take some sandpaper and like, this is a terrible noise, and kind of sand, like you can see it's kind of shiny. Same with this guy, kind of dull. Kind of shiny, okay? So it just kind of builds up that carbon. Would it be carbon? That sounds right. We'll go with it. But it builds up the stuff that you're burning. Wood, obviously, because of how burning things works, okay? Come on. So you'll notice your bits, they're silver, and then they start to get kind of bronzy, and then they'll get really dark. So yeah, I just keep a little bit of sandpaper around, and then even if they're a little bit hot and you've been using them, just turn your wood burner down, and then just like quick, like rub them on some sandpaper. It works pretty well. It'll at least get you a little bit further with them. There's no like making them new. At some point you're just gonna have to replace them and get either some wire or buy new tips if you like spending money on dumb things. I don't know you. But yeah, so that is a thing. Now you know, because I know. That's my hot tip about wood burning. So yeah, I hope you like my witch vibes. I like it. It's pretty cool. I'm probably going to drill holes in them and then hang them. I'll put some cool pictures and video here of where I hang them because I've got some serious green nature witch stuff going on. So yeah, I will do this big guy. I gotta get some new sandpaper because I've used all of mine. So I need to sand it down a little bit better, and then I will do something on here and it'll be cool. I don't know what yet, but it'll be cool. Maybe if I could get a big enough piece, I would do like a Ouija board on it. Or I wouldn't, because no one wants to fuck around with that stuff, okay? Like, I don't need ghosts hanging around. Do you? Just kidding. I don't believe in ghosts. Or if I do, it's like, we'll just leave it as I don't believe in ghosts, but maybe like something, like a parallel universe where spirits go, or, you know, yeah, alternate dimensions. Anyway. Oh, also, my fucking Sunjo chainsaw is a champ. It's quiet, and I feel like the more I'm using it, it's warming up to me. We're getting a vibe. We have a relationship now. But I really like it. It's actually doing a really good job. Even the big honkin' pieces that I cut, like, it had no problem with it. So it's only like, what, 14 volts? That sounds right. So it's not crazy super powered, but I would say it's like holding up for being a pretty low end chainsaw. I'm pretty happy with it. I think the more I do with it, just getting more familiar with it, that's kind of what you have to do with a brand new tool. So, and something you've never used before. Before, a few months ago when I bought it, I had never used a chainsaw before. So that tells you a lot. And if you're a noob to chainsaws, I would say an electric chainsaw is a little bit less intimidating. You don't have to deal with gas. It's not as noisy. It's probably not as heavy, although I think the one that was gas powered that I looked at was like the same weight. Sunjo, little tiny chainsaw. If you're just using it for like clearing brush, etc., you don't need to spend $200 on a fancy chainsaw. You can go with a lower end one, small one. The only annoying thing is obviously it's corded. That's a little annoying. But I'm against batteries for shit like this. I'm just saying. Like those stupid battery-powered lawnmowers. Thumbs down. I don't trust them. I think they might be garbage. I've looked at them, okay, in hardware stores and shit, and they're like all made of plastic. Like it's all plastic. And I'm like, and they're like twice as expensive as just gas. I'm like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. And they're like, it's better than gas. I'm like, no, I don't think so. It's just like all those damn electric cars. Like, they're better than gas. It's like, aren't they? Are you sure? I'll just put this here for you to look at and consider, okay? So, anyway, it's too political, Beth. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. I really, really do. So, keep liking, watching, subscribing. All the stuff in the description below if you want to support me. Otherwise, I will have a new video next week, and thanks for watching.